Hello and welcome to another episode of Claire Haire. Today's episode is about common hair extension mistakes. Welcome to another episode of Claire Haire. I think I broke down like the top 3. There's like a lot y'all making mistakes on. Number 1 is blending. So I made these 2 videos side by side about what it means to truly blend your extensions in. First mistake is color. So this braid that I was throwing around before, this is a 4. So this is a 4, and then the extensions that I have is a 1B. So what I mean by that is that I think a lot of people are in denial. That's not your color. Just like that's not your size. That's not your color. Okay. The first issue I have is when we got to be honest with ourselves. Now, if you want to dye your hair that color, that's fine. But one person who I can say exceeds is, oh my God, Issa Rae's hairstylist. Like oh my God, just legendary. Like her hairstylists don't play. Like, I don't know. I want to say her hair is like a honey brown that they have for Issa, but like each extension, she doesn't play. She's not playing with y'all. She's not playing. Every hair extension matches to the T, to the I, to the letter. Each hair extension matches. So the color is not the problem. It's the denial. Number 2 is the texture match. So this is more of a connect-along. So this is more like a connect. I'm going to put it to the camera a little bit. Like it looks like it's a more connect-along, and then this is more like a yaki kinky texture. So it's much easier for me to match it. Ooh, excuse me. I got new lighting, by the way. I know y'all see the color. I knew y'all see the. Do you see it? I just love progression. But anyways, I would say the texture is definitely a big thing that we're all in denial of. Like, it took me a while to let the connect-along go. It was a very hard breakup. It's no one's fault, but letting the connect-along go was very hard for me because I wanted to do that texture because it doesn't get as knotted as quickly. Because I know with the yakier, more marley hair textures, like it gets more matted quicker than compared to the connect-along, because connect-along's straight. But, and I'm probably speaking a foreign language to people, but I just know what I'm talking about. So I would say the texture wise, just make sure you're matching the texture. Like, don't do a certain texture and now you have to force your hair to match it every single day. And that brings me up to my final point under blending is upkeep. Can you upkeep the extensions? Because when I used to use connect-along, like, I know I got to make sure my edges are slick. Like this, like with this one, I can definitely say, and I already did a tutorial for this, I can definitely say for certain that it's not going to be too hard for me. Like sometimes I literally just do like a little bit of gel on my fingers, water, and I go out the door. It looks so natural. No one thinks it's extensions until I tell them. So I would definitely say upkeep. I don't want you to stress in the morning like, oh my God, my hair, the humidity outside, now my ponytail's not gonna match, and you don't want that type of headache on your you don't want that type of headache on your plate every morning. It's supposed to be a protective hairstyle, not a stressful hairstyle. So we're gonna get to our next point is the breakage / alopecia. So I would say, of course, there's genetic disorders. Like I wouldn't say I'm not educated enough to say that I'm really, I can specify in it. Like what I'm trying to say is that I'm no doctor, but from what I've noticed, I pick up patterns very well. Alopecia, most of the time, when it's not a genetic disorder, it is preventable. So we're gonna go into number 1 is you need to assess your hair like an insurance claim. So take pictures before you do your protective style, take pictures after. You can even take pictures in between. Like assess the damage. Like number 1 is there any damage? Like, is there any hairline receding? Is there any, are the ends drier? Was there any breakage in the middle of your hair? Like I feel like we have a tendency as a whole, and I don't want to speak for everyone, but we have a tendency to just, like boyfriend, hop from boyfriend to boyfriend, hop from protective style to protective style, which is fine, but that in between time is what makes the difference between you and alopecia or you and thinning edges. I would definitely say number 2 is their growth. Where was the growth at? So this is going to determine whether or not you want to repeat this hairstyle in the future, or if there wasn't a lot of growth, or maybe there was too much, there was certain aspects of the hairstyle that was just too high maintenance that the growth wasn't able to proceed, in other ones not, in other places. Perfect example. So when I wear my wigs, you know, which is not far in between now, thank God. It's too hot for that, by the way. I live in Florida, but when I do wear wigs, like I prefer some type of bang, because then I don't have to sit there and try to blend my edges in or try to slick my edges down, or heaven forbid, which I don't use glue, I always do glueless wigs, try to glue my wig down. Like, it'll be where like the middle part of my head, the back of my head, they're all living it up, they're all on point, whatever, and then we come to the front hairline. No! Like the front part of my hairline is just usually just toe up from the flow up, because I've been just rubbing the friction from the wig back and forth, It's just rubbing on it. So I feel like that is one thing that I can say, assess your hair like an insurance claim after you're done with it. My final point too is that, what's your takedown routine? Like, I see this hairstyle, butterfly locks, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I was going to learn how to do them so I can do them myself, because they look so good. Like they look like, I have yet to see someone, even when you do them wrong, they look good. even when you do butterfly locks wrong, they still look good. But that takedown, every single person I know to have gotten butterfly locks, even the professional ones, like I'm telling you, you go to a studio, get them done, that hair done. Okay, you get your hair done, then your hair done. Don't call me a rapper. Don't rap at me. But it's literally every single time. Every single time I see them, it's like, it's always damaged. It's always damaged. It will always result in damage. It's kind of like when everybody loved micros, which I think micros were starting to come back, and they were disguising it as French braids. We've been along for a very long time, by the way. We've seen everything come back and go back and forth. So the French braids, aka micros with a Gucci belt on, micros will mess your hair up every single time, especially if you already have fine hair. Like I have fine hair in the beginning, front of my hair, and the back of my hair is like combination coarse / well, it's half coarse, it's half thick. Like I wouldn't consider my hair coarse at all. Not for what you think. It's because I don't think it's coarse anymore, if that makes any sense. Like I think from my hair routine, it was coarse at one point to where like I try to put the comb in, it doesn't work. The comb would break in half and be like, now you all out. Like it would just break in half, but like I think it's not coarse anymore, but it's very thick back there. So I don't know, like I really feel like the takedown, you guys really need to realize like what type of hairstyles are more prone to breakage. Like with me, fine hair, if you have fine type hair, fine natural hair, micros are the enemy, and butterfly locks is literally sitting your edges to the graveyard. Okay, but I just wanted to put that out there. It's like you gotta have a takedown routine in place, because like I said, we hop from protective style to protective style, and then let's say we run out of money or we don't have time, then you're in the in-between time where your hair is just like, okay, what's going on now? Now we're gonna get to the main point that I really want to talk about as well, is that extension permits. So extension permits is what I say that people are basically, some of these kids too young to have these extensions in, and y'all know it. Don't cancel me. But they are. Like some of these kids are too young to be having the extensions in, and y'all know it. Like this picture that went viral, I'm gonna talk about it so vividly you don't need the picture. I don't believe in putting the baby's pictures on, everybody a baby to me. Since I'm in my 30s, everybody's a baby to me. I don't believe in putting pictures of other people's kids on the internet without their permission. But basically what happened was a pre-K student, the mom put like a lace front wig, short bob wig on her, and I just felt so defeated. Like the main purpose of my channel you know, I'm about to go on my speech. The main purpose of my channel is to promote love of your natural hair. Now, whatever state that's in, it could be Jerry curl, relaxer, you know, yes, relaxer. I mean, I would say relaxer is without extension, but it's not natural. Okay. But that's the purpose of my channel. I want you to leave each episode loving another piece that you hated before, you know, and when I see stuff like that, I don't see what time is she going to learn to love her hair if you're hiding it? Like what time is she going to learn to love it? Like there's not going to be any time. I guess my question too is, I did put like a survey of like, when was your first extension? But I can tell you my first extension was, I think I was 19 or 20 years old in college, because my mom was not playing that. She literally said, you're going to have to learn to do something. I mean, of course, my mom did my hair, which is why I'm so good at it. Excellent teacher. But I would say you got to learn how to do your own hair, and not for like skills, like just do it in general. Like it's crazy to me that they're teaching these kids younger and younger and younger and younger that their hair is not on point. Type 4 hair is not punishment. I've said this before. It's not punishment. It's not punishment. It's not like, oh, you better stop messing around with that person or you're going to get type 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a medical disease? Like, this is not punishment. Type 4 hair is not punishment. It's a reward. We are the only people who have this hair texture. Everybody else has the same straight hair. We're the only ones, and that is a gift. And of course, you know, I can't talk for too long because, you know, my hair is not type 4C. So there is a certain privilege there, you know, but I still feel like type 4 is a reward. It's not a punishment, because at the end of the day, you can walk around and nobody's hair looks like yours. You walk into a room, yes, sometimes it's frustrating, gonna lie to you. You know, we having our products, but like to walk into a room knowing that no one else got your hair texture, that's fire to me. But I truly am concerned with the fact that there's not going to be any space for this kid to learn how to love their hair by themselves. Like even down to people making, I won't say making, but like even down to people having like, it'll be like eighth, I think it was like, not even eighth, I think it was like 5th grade graduation. I think I saw as well, was that it was a full lace front install with makeup and everything. And I'm just like, don't start that crutch early, because I know grown women who they can't leave. They say, I need some type of mascara. I need some type of mascara when I leave the house. I need some type of mascara, or I need some type of like liner or something before I leave the house. I'm not considered attractive, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I was deep in the trenches. Like, I think this is my first time wearing makeup in like probably 3 weeks. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was deep in the trenches too. Like, I literally was like, if I don't have my stardust, I call it stardust right here. I was like, if I don't have my stardust in my corner of my eyes and my liner, I cannot leave the house. If my lips have a color on them, I cannot leave the house. That's how I was too. But growing up, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. I wasn't allowed to have nails. I wasn't allowed, okay? Like we weren't allowed to do anything. And, you know, of course, you know, looking back, like, I just realized, like, what an amazing opportunity to truly have self-confidence, because now you don't got to worry about people giving you confidence. You already built that yourself. You had time to build that. So my thing too is just from, you know, a hair standpoint, a hair advocate standpoint, like putting this lace front on this kid, like 20 years from now, when not 20 years or 15 years from now, probably sooner, and she has no edges from lace glue at such a young age, like, what are you going to say to her? Like this, like when you become somebody's parent, like I said, I can't talk too long because I don't got no kids, but you know, I have definitely helped raise a few. Like, when you somebody's parent, you are there as their guardian. You are there to protect them. You are there to help them. This is so debilitating to me to watch, because now once she gets used to like certain compliments, once she puts her natural hair out, she's not going to get the same amount of compliments, and she's going to kind of start building that crutch. Start building that crutch of wanting to always have some type of extension in. So, like I said, if you guys disagree or agree with me, definitely let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, share. It's clear.